Morning, everybody. Thursday, so we got football today.
Are you doing this in your pajamas?
Not really my pajamas, they're lounge pants. They're lounge pants, so
Alright.
peep the attitude. But got the Bucs and Ravens tonight, so the Bucs have 4 of their starters out. And they've been playing like they've been playing. So, although Brady, I'm always hesitant to bet against Brady just because I feel like they can turn around at any time. But I am really thinking that that the Ravens are gonna lay it on them tonight. What do you think?
Well, Lamar's 1-1 in Thursday Night Football, and Tom Brady's 14-3. So he has the experience. I don't care about the last couple weeks. He's him. Okay. And the Ravens have been remarkably mid this year. So they've blown a lot of fourth quarter leads. And I think Tom Brady's going to get it done.
The one thing with Thursday Night Football, though, is that since the teams have so little time to prepare, it seems like it's almost just, it could be the best team in the league versus the worst team in the league, and it's just one of those, I think Thursday night is one of the days where the lesser team actually has a little bit more of an advantage just because the teams don't have as much time to prepare, so it's more a little bit chaotic than it is a full game plan like normal. But, or see what the line is. I don't know what the line is. Pull up your phone or see what the line is. The Bucs are home, I believe. They're probably, I would say they're probably 3 or 4 point underdogs, probably.
Let's see. All right.
Bucs, Ravens, fly. Do you have it on? You can just pull up on Barstool.
-2 is what it's saying here. Tampa -2.
Really?
Yeah.
I would again,
The Ravens are 1-6 against the spread this year.
But 2 points, that's almost a pick'em game. 2 points. I'd probably take Baltimore, honestly. Just Lamar Hall. I'm not sure what. Let me look up what's Lamar's, where he's at, stats wise. Okay, he's actually down. He's actually pretty far. He's below Russell Wilson in passing yards.
Was he at 1397?
Yeah, 1,400.
Yeah.
6 picks, but it does look like he's leading in touchdowns though.
He's fourth.
But other than Josh
fourth
Allen.
in passing touchdowns.
Or no, I'm sorry, 4th. Yeah, I was
In passing
cutting
touchdowns.
off Patrick Mahomes and Joey.
But yeah, Lamar started off the first 4 or 5 games. He was better than his MVP season. The last couple games, he's had a rough go of it. So I don't know. I feel like both teams are struggling. The Ravens won last week, but it was close. Both teams are struggling, so it's gonna be a toss up. I'm taking experience though on Thursday night.
You think the Bucs do have 4 starters out? They have a couple of receivers out. Does that change your mind? Well, Julio's a game time decision. Russell Gage, is that his name? He's out.
Yeah.
I know they had. It said they had 4 starters out. I don't know. I'm sure it's probably a couple offensive linemen that are out. But I don't know. I just feel like Lamar too. I think they're just in a better position to turn it around. But all right, Patriots. They're going with Mac Jones this week. Do you think that's the right move?
I do think it's the right decision. I'm a big Zappy guy, but Mac Jones was really, really good last year. You know, he led in the postseason. He was hurt last week. I don't think the plan was, this is what I heard, the plan was not for him to play the whole game anyways.
Yeah,
so
I did hear that.
I think you have to go with Mac Jones. He he's proved himself. I mean, Zappy did well, but it was against the Lions and the Browns. So, and he did all right last week, but after the first couple of drives, he didn't really do much. So I think it was the right decision.
Do you think they're going to throw him out there for a few drives this game?
That depends. I'm not sure how his injury status is, Mac Jones's, but
this is actually the first week he's not listed on the injury report, so he's 100% clear.
I think it's Mac Jones.
All the way, you think he plays the whole game?
I think so.
Because like you said, and I read this too, that they said that they wanted to put Zappy out there for a few drives last week against the Bears, but since the score got so far away from him that they just left him out there. Which, if they're being honest about that, then I think they did that because Mac Jones still wasn't 100%, and they just thought, we might as well keep him out, kind of chalk the game up.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if they did that last week, maybe it's just because Mac Jones was 100%, but still, I feel like they might throw him out there for a couple drives. Especially if they're rolling, they'll leave Mac Jones out there. But I think if they're kind of struggling again, they might put him out there.
Yeah, but do you think close game, second half? Do you think Zappy comes in?
I think it would be like maybe halfway through. I think it would be like a few drives in like the second quarter if they put him out there.
Are they winning or are they losing?
It would be a close game. They would be losing. It would be a close game and they'd be losing.
And then if he scores, does he stay in?
Not unless it was just like the Bears where came and throw 2 quick touchdowns. Unless it was like that, no. I'm starting to change my mind as I'm talking about this.
Yeah. I mean, one thing Bill Belichick's not going to settle for someone that's not doing their job, right? So if Mac Jones doesn't play well this week, or if he's struggling like he did last week and they put him in, then, it might be a different conversation. Mm-hmm. But I think Mac Jones, even though he hasn't played well this year, per se, he earned it last year for at least a little bit of a long leash.
Yeah. All right, so Zeke's out for the Cowboys, week 8. With some knee injury, it looks like.
Yeah, did you see that play where he hyperextended his knee?
I didn't actually.
He hyperextended his knee, and then they had to see him on the field, and then he went back in and he scored 2 touchdowns. So, against my.
So you think this is probably just like they're playing the Bears and they're just using it as a precaution type thing?
I think so.
But Pollard. Anyone who watches,
I think it serves them well.
Pollard is the better back.
As well. Yeah.
Zeke's just he's getting older.
Yeah. The downside or the criticisms of Pollard is that he only does as well as he does because he's like mixed with Zeke, and they put him in the spread like formation. So this is a week for him to prove it, right? I think if Pollard does well this week, it could set the stage for releasing Zeke in the offseason.
Yeah, and plus the Bears have the 29th ranked run defense, and they're averaging giving up well over 100 rush yards a game. So I think Pollard's gonna rush for 100 plus yards.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that as well?
I think that's the key to victory for the Cowboys. I don't think having Dak throw the ball all over the place is ever going to be a good idea.
Yeah.
You kind of see that with the play calling with Cooper Rush. They're running the football and they're really successful because they're not turning the ball over. And then last week, every other play they're running a 4 goes or something, and Dak's just not that quarterback. Like he's a possession. He's like a glorified Alex Smith. So
yeah, pretty much. He's a game man.
Man.
I would put him at the top echelon of game managing quarterbacks.
I agree with that. Yeah.
But the Cowboys, I think, have, as far as offensive efficiency, they're near the bottom. Now, they've been able to get away with that because of their defense.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think their offense is going to start picking up more with Dak back in the mix?
Dude, I don't know,
to a
man.
significant degree.
I just don't see it happening, bro. I don't see Dak having success with their receiving core. CD's good, but who's on the other end? So CD's always going to be matched up with the best cornerback.
We got Gallup number 2, though.
Dude, only Cowboys fans know who Gallup is. No one else knows who that guy is. He made 2 plays, and everyone's like, we have Michael Gallup. He's good, but he is not anywhere in the upper half of the league in terms of wide receiver 2.
Really? You think he's bottom half for a wide receiver 2?
He is wide receiver 30 in terms of talent in the league. Or at least how he's performed.
Okay, Cooper Rush had a really good connection with. Is it Anthony Brown? Is that his name?
Noah Brown.
Noah Brown.
That dude can ball. I think Noah Brown.
Do you think he's kind of a hidden gem? Or do you think that he's an older guy? I think that's bounced around, hasn't
he? Yeah.
Do you think that was just one of those things where the backup comes in and usually has a different guy that he looks to, or do you think that kind of Dak will start to incorporate him into the offense and maybe he'll be kind of like a hidden weapon for us?
Well, Noah Brown, I think this is his 7th year in the league. Ryan Cooper Rush has been backup for a while, so that could be like a practice squad connection, right? So that's kind of how I look at that. I don't think Dak is as skilled enough as a passer to spread it around to 3 different guys. I think Dak kind of has his guys right now, CD and Michael Gallup, and Schultz. You know, God forbid, we don't throw the ball to the tight end 25 times a game.
Yeah, Dak usually throws a lot of underneath routes. All right, so we got to talk about. We talked a little bit about this last night, but Mr. Unlimited working out on the plane to London while his teammates were sleeping. It was an 8-hour flight, and he said 4 hours. He was working out for 4 hours of the flight, doing high knees while his teammates were sleeping down the aisle. But I feel like I hear. It seems like every other day something's coming about this man that you're just like, is this man a cartoon? A walking cartoon? I'm like, it doesn't feel real. The stuff that he does, like it seems like there are guys. Like people have always questioned Russell Wilson's authenticity because of how he talks. It almost seems like a fake persona. It seems like he's embracing that and saying, fuck it, and increasing it up to another level.
Yeah, he has to be doing it on purpose. He has to be. You can't be this tone deaf. You can't put out the videos he puts out. You can't say the things he says if you're not, like, doing it on purpose. I don't believe it. He has to. I don't believe he was working for 4 hours either, because I think a teammate would have come out and said something about it. Like, I think someone would have said, hey, Russ, shut the fuck up, I'm trying to sleep.
Yeah, sit your ass down, Russ.
He's just looking over there. That's right. Yeah, dude. I think the Broncos team is starting to get tired of him. I really do, man.
So the Broncos have him under contract for 7 years.
I think
is there a way that they can kind of right this ship right now? Because I don't see it happening.
Dude, they have the pieces. They have a good running game. Well, Javonte Williams is out. I believe he tore his ACL, right? So, but they did have a really good run game. They have 2 really good core receivers, way better than the Cowboys, right? Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton.
Yeah, which people are like forgetting how good those guys are, because just like the Denver's offense is so atrocious.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the blindfold Russ, looking over the middle of the field. You can't see him. But yeah, Jerry Jeudy was, a all-pro or whatever, or All-American at Alabama. He's talented. He's a big physical receiver, red zone threat, just like Cortland Sutton. So I think, and they have a decent tight end too. Is it Noah Fant, I believe?
I'm not sure.
But they have all the weapons. They have all the weapons in place. They have a good defense too, top 10 in the league. So they can right the ship, but it starts with Russ. And I don't know if Russ's shenanigans are going to allow that to happen, man. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, dude.
I don't. There's some people think that. Okay, do you think the Broncos coach could get fired midseason?
Yes.
I did read a headline that some people think that even this week he's coaching for his job versus the Jags. I mean, is it that bad already? Well, they lost last week, so are they 2-5? They're 2-5.
2-5. Let me see.
I think they're 2-5. So if they drop this one, they're 2-6.
2-5. Yeah. Last in the division, and an already competitive division, right? I mean, you got the Raiders in 3rd place at 2-4, and they're a lot better than a 2-4 team.
Right.
So, I mean, look, the Broncos are trying to win now. They're trying to win now. So the coach's on the hot seat. if he can't get it done in the next couple of weeks, I see him getting fired, and I see Russ having a 2-year window to make playoffs. Doesn't make playoffs this year, next year. I see him trading him, releasing him.
Well,
something.
No one will trade for him. They would have to cut him.
Mm-hmm.
But then I don't know what the layout of his contract is, how much money they'd be on hook for. Like, I mean, his contract's $250 million. Like, and there's definitely a significant amount of that which is guaranteed. So I don't even think they can cut him because that'll kill him in the salary cap. I mean, he has to be so bad that, I mean, just no one, even like for a bargain, no one would even want him. That they would cut him. So I think they're kind of stuck with him.
I mean, Matt Ryan has a decent contract as well, and look what's happening to him.
Well, yeah. So I was looking. So they benched him, but I was reading. There's apparently
the injury clause.
Yeah, that and something with him being on the roster or something next year. Like they could save themselves $17 million by benching him right now and not having him get hurt going to the next year or even be on the roster going to the next year. I think so. Matt. I'm not surprised. After reading that in the clause, I'm like, okay, yeah, definitely. And it was because he got hurt in this last game.
Did he?
Yeah, that's why. I don't know. I don't remember. I didn't watch any of the game. I don't know if he played the rest of the game and someone else played, or if he just kind of got dinged up. And as bad as he's playing, they're just like, all right, we're going to bring in Ehlinger, which I mean, other than seeing him play Texas, I have no idea. I don't think he can do much worse.
Yeah. Well,
than Matt Ryan.
In my opinion, his player comparison in college, Sam Ehlinger, Ian Book. I think they play similar games. Ehlinger may be a little bit of a stronger arm, but I don't see Ehlinger being. I don't feel like he has any pressure on him right now. Right? He has no one behind him really, and they're basically saying like this season is done. Right? Like they're giving up on the season. No pressure, go throw the ball around. Let's see what happens. But I think Ehlinger can do some things. I think he's a pretty top of the line backup quarterback, and I think he has a chance to prove, being a starter at least next year going forward.
The fact, because they got Nick Foles on their roster, the fact that they're starting Ehlinger, you think is it Ehlinger or Ehlinger? I don't even know.
Ehlinger, I don't know.
The fact that they're starting him, do you think that says, all right, this season we don't care about. We want to see if we can develop this guy and see if he's got something.
Yeah, I mean, Nick Foles is 40 years old. He's
older,
so
yeah.
Starting him is not going to do any benefit. It's not going to be any more beneficial for their squad than starting Sam. So,
all right. Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers has been struggling with the Packers.
Believe me, he's on my fantasy team. I know.
Do you think that it has more to do with their insane lack of receiving core? The coach, Aaron not playing up to par? Do you think it's a combination of everything?
Dude, their receivers are NPCs.
I mean, when you got Lazard as your number one receiver, who he's normally he's a lower end wide receiver too. Right.
I would agree.
So, and Aaron was making they got Sammy Watkins. I think he's been hurt.
Yes. So we'll get him they'll get him for a quarter before he re-tears.
But I mean, do you think as a veteran, he can kind of help?
He better be.
I don't want to say coach up the guys, but I mean, at least bring a presence about him and kind of show these guys the ropes and what they need to do. Because Aaron made a comment too about they're making so many mental mistakes offensively, and he's talking about the receivers, whether misrunning the routes or whatever. He said, they need to pull them off the field if they're going to do all this. So I think, Sammy Watkins is older and he's not really that much of a threat to the other team, but I think he could be a really key part to help maybe right these young guys and get them on the right track.
Yeah, I mean, it can't get worse. I mean, you try to watch the Packers play, every other throw, a receiver's not where they're supposed to be. Their head's not turned around. It just looks like it's like rec ball. You thought you were going to go this way, they went that way. It's horrendous. And you see it on the look of Aaron Rodgers' face after every incomplete pass, and it's just like a sigh of disbelief, right? Like he's stuck with that, and I don't understand what the Packers front office is doing. You know, they have a good defense. It's not elite, but they have a solid defense, and they have a chance to win with their running game if they can get some receivers. The Packers are going to make the playoffs. I'm going to tell you that right now. They're going to make they're going to make the playoffs. They're second in their division behind Kirk Cousins.
Yes.
Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, they're
No. They're second in their division behind Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins.
I got you. Do you think
they're winning the division?
So you think they're going to win the division?
Are winning their division.
So do you think
their competition is Kirk Cousins?
But Kirk Cousins, he is a middle of the pack quarterback. He's
severely overpaid.
Yeah, he's overpaid, but he's a middle of the pack quarterback. But the Vikings team around him is so good that I don't think the Vikings are going to miss the playoffs because of Kirk. So I don't see the Vikings going on like a 3 or 4 game losing streak or something like that. I think the Vikings can end up 11-6 maybe.
You think they're winning the
12-5? Right now, yes, I would say I need to look at their schedules. Hold on, let's see. Look at their schedule. But I mean, the Packers, unless they, I'm never going to count Aaron Rodgers out because there's been multiple years where they've started off slow or whatever. They've had a bad streak and immediately they turn it around and become like the best in the division.
Yeah, well, they have the Cardinals this week. Vikings do. So, and the Cardinals are a team they're catching fire. They got D-Hop back. D-Hop looks like, old Texans.
Him and Robbie Anderson, and they got Ertz. I mean, they have a serious receiving core. I think that the Cardinals could start really doing something.
Benjamin's playing well, too.
Mm-hmm.
So, I have the Cardinals in that game. I'll tell you that much. And then the Vikings got the commies.
Yeah. All right, they got the Bills, they got the Cowboys, they got the Jets, they got the Patriots, Giants. Okay,
so they
Packers. They have a decently hard schedule.
Yeah.
They have a decently hard schedule.
They're gonna have to earn it from.
But the Packers are gonna have just as hard of a schedule because they're always winning the division, so they always have a first place schedule.
Let's see what the
Packers looks like. They have the Bills this week.
Telling you right now, Packers.
They're primetime this week.
Packers are winning. They're winning that game.
In Buffalo.
Aaron Rodgers, double-digit underdog in Buffalo. They're winning that football game. You heard it here. They're winning this football game. Aaron Rodgers is going to drop 30 points for my fantasy team, and I'm going to win.
Against Josh Allen in Buffalo.
Aaron Rodgers doesn't play against Josh Allen. He plays against the Bills' defense.
I know, but I think Josh Allen will outscore him. I do not think there's no way that the Packers, I think if they're going to win, they're going to have to hold the Bills to 20 points or less, which I don't think can happen. No way Josh Allen gets contained like that.
24-21 last minute drive by the Packers. They're winning this football game.
Really?
24-21.
All right.
Or maybe 27-24. But there's going to be a last minute drive and Rodgers throwing to Robert Tonyan, in the end zone is going to get it done. I'm telling you.
All right, I don't know about that.
That's going to turn their season around.
I do think if they get one big win like that, that could be that could give them a little bit of momentum, but I don't know. Rodgers said that in the press game too, that no one has any expectations of him this week, so you might be honest.
And Rodgers also said that he's never felt better about their team than after that last game.
Yeah, because he said, maybe that was a kick in the nuts that they needed. Like, goddamn, we can't beat the
commies.
Yeah, but they got
with Heineken at quarterback.
Heineke.
Yeah.
Their schedule actually is not that tough going forward. They got the Bills this week, then they got the Cowboys. They got the Eagles.
The Packers are beating the Cowboys. Let me tell you that right now. They're beating the Cowboys.
I don't know. Normally I would say yes because Aaron Rodgers has the Cowboys number. But the Cowboys defense is as good as I've ever seen it. So, I don't know. But the only other team, really tough game, they got Bills, Cowboys, and Eagles. Other than that, the Titans, they're middle of the pack, right?
Mm-hmm. The Bears, I think the Packers beat
Bears,
the
Dolphins, Rams, who are playing atrociously bad.
Mm-hmm.
They got to play the Vikings one more time.
Who
won the first matchup between
the Vikings did? That was week 1.
Oh, that was week 1.
That was week 1. It was a close game. Wait, no.
23-7. No, they looked bad that game. They didn't have a chance that game. No, that was bad. They played really bad that game
but it was still a close game going into the last 5 minutes of the game. But the receivers were so horrendous. Like, they had a 4th and 1 inside the 20 trying to score a touchdown. 3rd and 1. And literally the route was just, you're on the line, snap the ball, and literally turn around and catch the ball. And the dude just started running, and the fucking ball just like hit him. And then they didn't get the 4th down. And then the Vikings went down and scored. So, but it was closer than the score showed.
But you think the Packers are going to win the division?
Packers will win the division. They're getting into the playoffs. I think the winner of the last division game between the Vikings and the Packers will win the division. It will be close going the last 2 weeks.
But I mean, you have to win that division to get in the playoffs, I think, because you got the Cowboys and the Giants and the Eagles.
The Giants are going to fall off.
Really? You think? They won't keep up as hot as they're going. They've won the
last play of the game, like, every week.
I know, but I don't. Hold on. I want to look at their schedule. Giants schedule.
Dude, if you rob a home run on the last pitch of the game, or hit a home run on the last pitch of the game, 90% of the time, when you get to the postseason, you're probably not going to have very much success. Or later on in the season, you're not going to be able to do that every time, right? It's the same thing in football, man. I mean, the Packers were.
Look at the schedule.
The Giants were half a yard away from losing to the Jags last week.
But look at the schedule: Seahawks, Texans, Lions, Redskins.
They're losing to the Commies. They're losing to the Lions.
Colts, Vikings. They got the They got the Cowboys. They got the Eagles twice. They got the Vikings.
I don't see the Cowboys making the playoffs either, to be honest. Actually, no, that's not true. That's not true.
Their defense is getting them to the playoffs.
Yeah.
No team that has a defense that good will miss the playoffs.
We'll see.
The Eagles also haven't played anyone.
That is also true. I think the Eagles are very good. Very overhyped.
They're very good, but they have not played anyone worth a damn.
I agree. I agree with that. I mean, the Eagles.
Other than the Cowboys,
Jalen Hurts is balling. He's balling, but against who? And how? I haven't been convinced. They barely beat the Jets. All right. They barely beat the Browns. And then.
No, they haven't played the Browns.
Oh wait, no, hang on. Why am I looking at you? Jesus. Okay.
No, they played the Lions. Week 1.
They barely beat the Lions.
The Vikings is the one team.
Lions.
This is the one good team that they played. Vikings, but then Commanders, Jags, Cards. They only beat them by 3. Cowboys with Cooper Rush, who couldn't.
And they only won. They won with 3 interceptions.
Yeah, true.
Right, bad interceptions too.
Yeah.
So, I haven't been convinced, man. I think when the Cowboys play the Eagles again for the second time late in the season, I think it'll be a much different story.
Yeah. Do you think Brady's going to make the playoffs?
Yes.
I think their division is so bad that there's no way that he doesn't make the playoffs. So I think he's lucky in that sense. What's up? What record do you think they're going to end up with? Like a 9-8, 10-7.
I see 10-7.
10-7.
I see him winning this week. All right. I see him winning a couple in a row. I don't think Brady's going to stand for it. He's standing up to Giselle.
I don't know though. It just seems like he's just like not focused like he normally is this year.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think he's focused. He looks angry.
But the thing that happened was a week or 2 weeks ago where he missed the Saturday pregame meetings or whatever to go to a wedding or something. I don't think in previous years he would have done that.
I mean, it was Robert Kraft's wedding.
I guess, but I don't know.
But yeah, dude, if you look at their schedule as well, they have the Ravens and the Rams, or they have the Seahawks, they have the Browns, they have the Saints, and other than that, I mean, they have a couple hard teams. They have the Panthers, they have the Falcons. They're finishing up the schedule or their season with the Panthers and the Falcons.
Yeah, so those should be 2 wins.
So, I mean, I see him being at least 9-8, at least.
Yeah, and I don't think there's any way that Brady finishes under 500.
And Brady winning the Super Bowl.
Really?
And then retiring.
I want that to happen, but I don't know. You think he can get past the Cowboys defense, the Eagles?
Already did.
Okay, that was week 1.
It's not whether Brady can get past the Cowboys defense. It's can Dak get past the Tampa defense. All right?
You think?
Yeah. The Cowboys' biggest question mark going forward is their offense. Is their passing game. Because the dual threat in the run game, dude, they could have run the ball 3 plays in a row with Cooper Rush and won a lot of those football games. Zeke was getting 4 yards a carry.
Yeah.
Zeke never does that.
Yeah.
He just gets the ball, falls down, ends up 4 yards forward.
Yeah.
Every play. Repeat. Rinse and repeat. Haven't seen him break a tackle yet. All right? He did a pretty cool spin move one time when no one was around him. But, their O-line, their run game is so forcing. I don't see that being an issue. And that's how you win games in the postseason, too. You don't rely on your game manager quarterback to do a 30-yard QB sneak. All right? I just don't... yeah. So I think their biggest question mark is passing, going through.
All right. So I know you weren't here last night. You weren't able to watch the gloriousness of Stephen A. sitting in his living room, going, "Hey sis, bring me some lasagna." Which I didn't even think of it, but you made the comment. I was like, oh, that's definitely what they're trying to do. Is they're trying to imitate the Manning brothers.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think there's been such a big revolution over the last couple of years of podcasting and streaming. Mm-hmm. If you look at the Pat McAfee show, right? Massive success. Now the Manning brothers. I think normal TV is learning from them, where it used to be the other way around. And so I think, especially with ESPN kind of falling off, right? Their ratings haven't really been that good. They've been letting a lot of people go. Stephen A. is their golden ticket. So they're just trying to shove him in the limelight as much as possible. So I think it's a brilliant idea, and I'll watch it for sure.
Yeah, I mean, yesterday, I'm guessing it's going to be a once-a-week deal type of thing. Every Wednesday is what I would guess. But, all right, we got to talk a little bit about how shit the Lakers are because it'll bring me joy. But, so they lost last night to Denver, and Jokic was just putting up crazy numbers again. But Westbrook didn't play, so they couldn't blame Westbrook airballing shots left and right for their loss. I didn't really watch that much of the game, but I mean, I saw some clips of it. I mean, literally, Denver doesn't even guard the perimeter because they're so bad at shooting. I mean, I saw Anthony Davis get a pass at the top of the key. He looked like he was shocked that no one was coming out to guard him because he grabbed it and hesitated are you gonna come guard me? And no one went, so he shot and just bricked it. So
look, and that happened when they were playing the Trailblazers as well. They passed it to Anthony Davis in the corner, and Nurkic didn't even look. He literally just noticed that the pass happened. He turned and was gonna get a rebound, and then Nurkic was shocked that the ball hit the side of the backboard. It hit the rim. So, look, they're a colossal mess, bro. And you know what? I need to say something to the camera, okay?
Okay.
This y'all's GOAT. LeBron, LeGoat, this is y'all's GOAT. 0-4. You see, this is why MJ, I'm trying to sound too much like Stephen A. here. But this is why MJ is just so much better. When MJ finally made it over the hump to be a championship caliber player, he did not go back down, except for when he went to play baseball.
Yeah.
And then he came back mid-season, and then they made the semifinals or whatever. But after that, it was basically 6 straight championships. What is LeBron doing? He's smiling through it all because he can't believe this is life. Did I show you that? That picture?
Yeah.
Dude, LeBron is no better than Russ. I'm sorry. He's no better than Russ. All right?
I hate LeBron as much
corny.
as the next man.
Bro, LeBron lies about reading books, bro. Have you seen that? He's pulling out the press conferences with books, and they're like, "What's your favorite part?" And he's like, like kind of like the whole thing, like it surprised me.
Didn't he say something about like he quoted something from like the first page of the book?
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh wait, hold on. Before I go out to these words, let me read a couple lines here so they ask me about it. I can lay some knowledge on these hoes."
Yeah, I mean, dude. And then not to mention, Russ just bought a house directly across the street from LeBron. LeBron's gonna kill that motherfucker. Russ is not, dude. LeBron's gonna, man. I don't see the Lakers getting 40 wins this season.
The last time the Lakers started off 0-4, they went 17-65. And I'm sure that was a year that Kobe was hurt, probably one of those years. But right now, 30 wins to me seems ambitious.
Yeah.
Because now it's a shooters league. They have no shooters. Mm-hmm. When you got Pat Beverly as your number one shooter percentage-wise,
yeah,
it's going to be a rough day.
Yeah.
Do you think they're going to make a bunch of trades?
They will, because LeBron's on the team, right? LeBron, this is the cycle. LeBron goes to a super team, cries that the team's not good enough, coach gets fired, players get traded, and then I don't know what happens. You make it to the finals and lose. And then you cry that you had no help. Okay? Even though half of LeBron's finals, he was carried. All right? By Ray Allen's clutch 3.
Oh, yeah.
And by Kyrie Irving's clutch 3. But anyways.
I don't think... To me, it seems like... It just seems like he doesn't care anymore. It's like he's just like, chalk it up. We suck. Fuck it.
Yeah.
He's just waiting to play one season with his kid.
Mm-hmm.
Which, do we know how many years he has left until... It's got to be just like a couple.
2 or 3.
Yeah.
I mean, you saw the quote that he said. He said, if you want me, draft Bronny.
No one was going to want LeBron at that point.
Yeah.
It'll be some bad team just to sell tickets, is what it'll be. It'll be a bad team.
It'll be the Washington Wizards.
I don't know who it'll be.
It'll be the Washington Wizards.
You'd say, I don't know. It'll be someone, but it'll be someone who just wants... They'll be doing it to sign, to sell tickets.
Which, speaking of, you know how MJ went to the Wizards for like a season?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know why?
No.
He was in their front office and they were sucking.
Oh, yes.
And he was like, "Fuck it, give me the ball."
Yeah. Okay. No, I do remember that.
Yeah. But yeah, man, LeBron's washed. He always has been overrated. His whole career is chasing MJ.
I mean, yeah, I can't stand LeBron.
Okay, no. In all seriousness, though, I mean, he was good, but his time is up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The second they signed Westbrook.
By the way, apparently you could shoot 0 of 11 from the field
and have a good game
and be paid $50 million.
Yeah. Look, I don't give a shit how hard you tried.
Yeah.
Russ. All right, he's like, I play solid. I give a lot of effort. Who cares?
Yeah.
Effort
about
doesn't win you a
effort.
game. Yeah. Effort doesn't win a championship. I'm sorry. So 0 for 11 doesn't win you a championship. 5 steals, I don't give a crap about the 5 steals.
Yeah.
5 steals, okay, so you're the one person that cares about defense in the regular season. Got it.
Yeah.
So, he's like that guy in pickup ball that will just guard the hell out of anyone.
Oh, yeah.
Be all up in their face, and then just brick after brick. That's Westbrook. So, you can lay a house with all those bricks. Or build a house with all the bricks he's laying. So, yeah, man.
All right. Anything else you're thinking of, or that's all the topics that I got?
Yeah, man.
Written down.
I think, you ready to wrap this one up before we leave. All right, this show is sponsored by Homebrewed Coffee. All right, just brew yourself some coffee at home and drink it. Not black. You're not a psychopath.
No, black is the way to go. Black is how you do it. All right. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Later.